Sunday morning.
From 8 to 10.
From 8, yes. This is your season radio show.
Right.
That is my show that's there.
And then you have a monthly show.
Yes, my monthly show is Sunday Morning Glory, which is every third Sunday. And that's a blog talk show. We meet there at 9:30 a.m. This is our open prayer line right now. We're not doing any interviews or any shows. We're just praying live on the air, 9:30 a.m. on Thursday. The third Sunday morning.
Right.
And that's Sunday Morning Glory.
And then you have a daily show, but that's we're kind of like in a hiatus on that.
Right. That's apostolic prophetically speaking.
As well as the TV show, because you also do TV.
Yeah.
You're on TV.
And we're working on a new TV show.
Yeah.
We're going to be filming. We'll be in the studio on this coming Monday.
Oh, what time?
Yes, we're going to be there. Well, if you want to be part of the audience, come at 4.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to have the Laurel sisters.
Oh, yeah.
They're these 4 adopted sisters.
From the Himalayas.
The mountains of Alaska.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And they're going to be singing, and they auditioned for us, you guys.
And you know what? I thought one of them sounded exactly like Yolanda Adams. I thought that was awesome.
It was.
All right. That's all right.
Yes, and so I just want to make sure that everyone has the call-in number.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 213-769-0900. If you'd like to say anything to Chef or his wonderful guest tonight, Chef doesn't be sure to let us know, and you just have to click the one key on your keypad, and they'll let us know that you're there, and you'd like to, if you have a question or have something to say. The chat box is open on Blog Talk, and then for those of you that are familiar with the calendar event invite on Facebook, you can make any comments there. I'll check all of that, and periodically during the show, if you rather make comments there and not call in, you can go to Chef Ernesto there on Facebook and make comments there, or you can go to his page, Food Talk with Chef Ernesto, and make comments there. And then also, if you want to like that page. All right.
And you know what? Before we bring Chef on, I want to thank all of our listeners.
Yeah.
We have listeners all over the world, all over the country, all over the world. We have listeners everywhere. We have listeners in Turkey. We have listeners in the UK, all over Africa, We have listeners in Australia. We have listeners on the Ivory Coast. Man, we have so many. And thank you guys. We love you and appreciate you so much, as well as our listeners back here in the world, when I just called when we were in the Army, back here in the United States. We have a ton of listeners, and we appreciate you guys so much.
Yes,
thank you.
We appreciate all of our listeners.
Yeah, they're making the show more, man.
For supporting us.
Absolutely. I think it's time now to bring on our awesome Chef Sessy. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. You know, because I want to tell you, she is an awesome chef, and I looked at her radio show, right? But that's what got me. I was going through down, she wasn't a friend or anything, but I guess she was a friend of a friend. And I clicked on the link, and her TV show was on. And man, I was mesmerized for about 10, 15 minutes, something, I forget the time, but I was mesmerized the entire time. Immediately, I got on, sent her a friend request, asked her to be on my show. She probably thought I was some kind of perv or something. But I was like, I was like, I want you. You know, she probably thought I had on a long coat or something. You know, well, okay, don't let me. Come on.
You just got excited.
I did.
She has a lot of skills in the culinary.
She has a ton of skills.
Yeah, that she's going to be sharing. She's also a licensed and ordained minister.
She's a lot of things. So we're going to, Chef, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for having me.
She's also taking a vacation. Are you there, Chef?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? I'm live. I hear you.
We're going to the show, and then Chef Sessy will pop up any second. Oh, wait a minute. We got something happening here. Do me a favor. Over here. Got a connection.
Oh, let's see. All righty, let's see if we can do it from here.
Yeah, there you go. How we looking? Okay. Chef Sessy, we will pull you on in 1 minute.
Okay. Chef Sessy, are you there?
I'm here, love. Can you hear me?
Yes.
There you are. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. It's an honor to be on your show. I'm deeply honored. Just listening to all the things. I like the truffles for the dogs. It makes me feel special.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping you had a dog when you said that. Just to see the way my wife's looking at me. She just never thinks any of my jokes are funny. That's why I laugh at them myself.
I'm working the board, and it's a little technical stuff, and I'm just trying to get that worked out.
Yes. But it's an honor to have you open show.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Did you hear my introduction for you?
Yes, I heard. I was on the first time. You're actually being recorded, so you need to let everybody know it's actually on Ustream. So you're being heard right and live. Everything you said.
Get out of here. Hey, Ustream, what happened? I heard about the dog's birthday cake there. That's all good.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Wait till my dog's birthday. I'm going down to that bakery and getting him a cake. I can make one myself, but, I think he probably liked that one better. So.
I know. So, if any of the listening audience wanted to go to Ustream to listen right now, what would they do?
They would go to Ustream TV and they would look up my channel. It would be Food Alchemist. And they would be able to, it would say Sessy Food Alchemist channel, and they'll be on live, and there's chat if they want to. So they'll get to see it. And then they'll get to see your show where it says live with Chef Ernesto. Now it says live. So that's what they do.
Possible for you to post the link on the invite?
I surely can. Now, you guys, just for out there, I'm putting on my glasses. See, I can't be cute all.
All right. Now, Chef.
Yes.
Let me ask you this: what is a food alchemist?
A food alchemist is someone that deals with many elements and doing it with food. We heal the body, mind, and spirit, and we heal the body, mind, and spirit with all the elements. We use air, we use water, we use fire, we use wind, we use metal. You use all the elements that we're given to begin healing with. So you got your earth, your water, that's your food, you got your wind, you got your candles, you got your light, you got your material, and you need metal, you need wood, you need housing. So there you go. We use everything. We waste not, want not. We want to heal with all the elements, every element there is, from the body, from color therapy. Go on. I don't want to interrupt.
Right on. And I knew you were going to give all the elements. I appreciate that because I couldn't remember them.
Yeah. Those elements are very important to God.
Yes, they are. And they're very important to us because they're instrumental to our survival.
Right.
I'm loving that. Now, you also, one of the things you do as an alchemist is you help repair the DNA code.
Yes. We're all born with DNA. We all have RNA. A lot of people don't talk about the DNA code and the RNA. They work hand in hand together. So basically, it's a chemical compounds like your genetic, your hereditary. So that's why certain people are dispositioned to be vegan. That's why some people are dispositioned to be carnivores. That's why some people are mixed to be eat both combination. All depends on your heritage and your lineage. That plays in how you start in this world. Why some babies that are born vegan have no problem being adjusted is because their DNA code, if it's been passed down for generations, then they're gonna have no problem being vegan. But if they don't, and they don't start off that way, it's very hard for them to convert. I'm not saying they don't, but they have a hard time converting, and sometimes it hurts their body. So we look at your codes, which are in your body, which is your genetic makeup and your history, and we start getting your diet together and your life together, because you can see it all plays a part, from your exercises that you do and how you breathe, how you talk, how you walk. Everything affects this code in your body and how you present yourself.
And can this code be passed on to like your seed?
Right. Your genetic seed. It's yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. And and I know there's no such thing as a dumb question. I just wanted to ask that because I know things are passed on through our DNA. And you just clarify it so
questions.
Yeah. Now, you and I, we have discussed, we discussed several things, and some of the things that we have discussed, you and I, is several diets, several different types of diets.
Right.
And one of the things that you said to me, and I totally agree on, is that you don't have to be a size 0 to be healthy.
Correct. That's the misconception of America, not Europe. If you go into Greece, you look at the paintings on the wall, you see the size and the robust of even the Italian women. And you go into Russia and who they idolize and who they look. It's not a stick they want to look at. And my daddy used to say a long time ago to me, a dog even wants meat on his bone once in a while. Even a dog wants meat. And that helped me because I was not your average young lady. I was a size 7, 8 for a little bit. But I was robust in other ways that was not really at my age. It was like really not the thing. They thought if you were built like that, you were fast. But if your stepfather's a state trooper, your uncle's a cop, judges, and everybody's around you in the law, do you think you have time to be fast and you got people in motorcycle clubs? I don't have that. And I'm always in the church? No, I don't got time for that. I mean, they made sure I was developed the right way. And I had a stigmatism because everybody else was around me was thin. And that a lot of my friends were of different descent. I had Asian girlfriends, I had Latino girlfriends, had girlfriends from all different over the place. So they were all thin, and here I am, this mixed mulatto child with, just being built like that. And it made me feel uncomfortable. So my dad seen I was uncomfortable, and he sat down and said, even a dog wants meat on its bone once in a while. He said, sometimes the dog just want meat on the bone, period. And he said, after the bone, you start gnawing on it, you want to throw it away. And I said, wow, you're right. So I started looking at some of these women. There's women that are a size 22 that can stand up and do pirouettes, first position, second position, and carry all of that. So it's not about your weight, it's about your health. What does your health look like? Your diet, your cholesterol, your blood pressure, your activity level, what you eat. And are you eating a lot of processed food? So it all plays a major part in your body development. And if you teach that to your children, they don't grow up with America's ideal of what they should look like. I
agree.
You ever see that song by John Legend about all these different women came out? And I can't think of the song. All these women came out. One woman had breast cancer and didn't have a breast. Another woman had been burnt. Another child had Down syndrome. He had all these different women, and he said he loved them for them. And it's like, it just...
I remember that, yeah.
Right. It just helped reevaluate. I'm proud of who I am. I am not going to be your average chick where everything is all fancy and cool, as people see. I wear my hair from natural, which is either curly, straight, twisted, braids. I'm me, and I don't care. I've had people say, well, you would really look nice if you straighten your hair. I said, you know what? I really think I look really nice right now. That's just your stereotype opinion. I think I look wonderful. Matter of fact, I look good.
And you know what? Our thing is just so strong that my wife will allow me to say that you do, and you do.
Thank you. I mean, but the thing is, I want us to realize that when you put all these stereotypes in our children, people were making fun of the women that were getting wigs and weaves. Do you know they've been doing that before centuries? They had the camels, and they were making wigs for the pharaohs and all of them. They had weaves. They've been even in Africa where they're like, well, if you don't have this, they were doing braids with that, and they were dyeing the hair. You go back into some of those tribes and you look at them. They used the clay, natural, and and it's their hair. And there's also some other parts. It's all part. Do not make fun of anything.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's what bothers me about society. Accept all, love all, because that's what we are. And that's the first part about being alchemy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Chef, I don't want to get stuck on this because you have so many levels to you, and we've only just hit about the first layer.
Right.
You know, because I just want to keep going. You know? Because I mean, there's so many things to you. You got books, and that's what I want to talk to you about. You're an educator.
Yes.
Can you talk to me about that?
Okay. I start classes. I work with people for raw, vegan, transition, fasting. I take you for healing your body from beginning to the end. I work with people that have diabetes. I've worked with a lot of people, successful people that have cancer, and learned the way of them. Learning the way of irritable bowel. You name a disease out there, I most likely have worked with them. You've named a diet. I've been doing diets since 2005, before it was even a trend. I was a vegan before it was a trend to be vegan. So to me, I've been working with these people to educate them how to heal their body and to just change your lifestyle of what it used to be to get healing. Because my thing is, once I leave, are you going to still be able to do the things that you read in the book or the class? I want you to leave and feel like you can take this on the next level and you don't need me there. Not saying that I'm not going to be there. You can always call me as a support person and I'm going to pick up or write you back or give you the information, but I want you to be able to be on your own 2 feet without me there. So I'll take you. I'll even do what they say, a one-on-one. I do what they call a pantry raid. I'll go in your house and we'll wipe out everything that is connected to cancer causing agents. Then after we do that, we throw them in the trash and then we go on a field trip and we go shopping. And we replace all those elements in there that were cancer causing with non-cancerous products. And if we can't find them, we will sit down and we will make a product for you to heal your body with. So you make your own deodorant, you make your own toothpaste, you make your own mouthwash that is better, that's on the shelf, that doesn't have fluoride, doesn't have chemicals, doesn't have aspartame, stuff that is going to harm you. The things we want to make is going to make your body, as I say, sing and light up. That's what it's about. So what I teach you, I want you to be able to use it the rest of your life. I don't want it be where, now I do have the products, but I want you to be able to use them. I want you to be able to heal your body yourself. So my job is to teach you to fish, okay? And then you will always have a meal if you know how to fish, right? Isn't that the Proverbs? That's what I do. So I go in and I do this and, we work on that. Just whatever your body needs at the time, because I work with so many versatile people from cancer, diabetes, irritable bowel, end-stage renal failure. I do that too, of taking people to another level where they say your body can't heal. That is just basically calling God a liar. And I just can't see that. I mean, didn't he say he created us in his own image? Did he say I was a demigod, or did he say I was his child, right? So that makes me a god, right? Just like him. So that's the problem. We got to get out of that mind is that we're less than. We're not less than. He didn't say that. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry, because I'm trying to jump in. I keep trying to jump in. Stop me. It's like you got me in the headlock, But anyway, Chef, I want to tell my listening audience why you are so qualified to teach.
Okay.
You are working on your doctorate right now.
Right.
That to me, it's blowing my mind,
Okay, well, I already have my doctorate. I'm working on my PhD.
Oh, Dr. Chef.
I'm working on my PhD. I done did my doctor thing and what they call parapsychology. I've been working on that for a long time. And I'm working on my PhD. So it's taken me a while to get there. I mean, I've traveled. I worked on my bachelor's. I worked on my master's. And it's taken me a long time. We're talking about 10 years. And I'm still working on my PhD. Still. So I'm always learning. always. And it's about nutrition. It's about education. I've sat with some of the people and traveled so I would learn some of this. I've learned things while I was in Hawaii, sitting with the Hunas and learning about the Huna tradition and how we're connected and their religion and in their food and their healing. I've talked to some of the gurus that are from India and talking about the chakras and the Sanskrits and stuff like that. This was all a part of my master's degree. So I brought them all in. And my doctorate, basically, believe it or not, was based on sacred sexuality. Now that freaks out most people, like, oh my gosh, you're an ordained minister. Yes, I am, but guess what? I hate to say that sex is part of the religion. Sex is part of why some marriages break up. If we don't educate you the right way, then that's how they go astray. And you got to understand the dynamics. So that's where I differ from a lot of people, because I've been studying this. This was like, okay, I wrote my doctorate, and I shocked the stew out of a lot of people when I came out with my doctorate, and I told them exactly what I was doing. It's about religion. It's about education. It's about taking these seminary classes and being understand all the religion and how we're connected and why we should not separate from each other, how we build each other up. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Just because you're in this religion, you're supposed to build that sister up, build that brother up. We're not supposed to hate anyone. That's not what it's about. But go ahead. Go for it.
Well, Chef Sessy, we have to stop right now and take a 45-minute break.
Okay.
And when we get back, we have a caller on the line, and I think they have a question for you.
Okay.
When we get back, we'll get that caller up. But we're going to take a break real quick, just a 45-second break, and we'll be right back.
Okay. You're live. It's okay. We're doing this. For you guys out there, they're taking a break, so you'll get to hear the commercial that they're playing on the show. So if you're out there, my chat thingy is not working, so we will do this. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the show, because I'm enjoying the heck out of the show, and I'm having a lovely time, a really lovely time, just enjoying the conversation and the people that I'm with. It's just been phenomenal. So I hope you guys are too. And after the show, if you want, you can write me and we'll talk. How's that? Love that song. Bet y'all don't know who that is. Y'all funny.
Alright, we're back. Food Talk with Chef Ernesto, the coolest chef on the planet. And my beautiful wife, Pastor Roxy, the most beautiful pastor on the planet. And I'm just, babe, first of all, I'm in awe just to be here with you. And I'm in awe to be here with Chef Sessy, because she's a doctor too. What do we do? With the Dr. Chef? I love it. I love her so much, and I love her, just everything about her, man. She's just so cool, you know?
I love our women chef.
Now, the only thing I don't like, I got to tell you this, and I got to be upfront, is that she's in Arizona now, and I think that my Niners had a problem with her this season. So I'm just playing, you know. I'm having a problem with that. But, yeah, somebody help me, because I'm beside myself. That's all right. Chef says that you'll make it all right. Between her and you, I'll be all right.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't look at me like that, honey. Come on now.
Well, she has lived here in Northern California, so I'm not sure if she's a Raider fan or a 49er fan.
Oh, she's been here. So what is your team?
My team, believe it or not, is the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I was just getting ready to say
Cowboy fan.
I'm telling you.
Okay, all right, Chef. Well, I just want you to know, with all fun and everything aside, because I knew this was going to be a great time. I knew it. I'm just so in awe of everything that you got going for you.
Thank you.
I've been talking about you. There's two chefs I talk about on my show every week. That's you and then Chef Dre, because Chef Dre has 4 degrees.
Yes, I love her.
Awesome chef.
Yes.
Trying to get her back. She's busy.
Yeah, very
But Chef Dre, we have Chef Michael Poole. We have a lot of great chefs. Chef Randall, Joe Randall.
Yes.
Chef Amadeus. We got so many great chefs.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, we
here all night naming all of them.
Yeah, we would.
Right.
Yeah. But it's been a blessing.
It's really, really.
Well, let me give the call-in number again.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that something had been dropping on the board. So again, 213-769-0900.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If you have anything you'd like to say, please don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's like that call dropped.
Yeah.
Maybe to come back in or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think it might have dropped. Maybe we lost him during the commercial.
Yeah. So caller, if you're still interested, just give us a call back at 213-769-0900. You just follow the prompt, and it will tell you to press 1.
Yeah.
And that lets us know that you're there. Okay?
Yeah, yes. Now, Chef, you have 2 books coming out. You have 2 books out.
No, I have one book out. I have another book out. It's called Food Alchemy, Culinary Alchemy by the Food Alchemist. And basically that's a book made of color therapy. It talks about Ayurveda treatments, but it has a lot of recipes. Like the things like tonight I'm going to share some of the stuff that's in my book, 2 recipes that I'm giving you that actually are in my book. So this is a book that will be out for the holidays. So you can make your own deodorant, your own lotion, your own shampoo, your own conditioner, all stuff that actually heals your body. That I teach my clients to make themselves. Or some people just don't have the time. So they call me up and I make the oils that is to their body, their specimen for healing. Because you have cancer people that actually can't work or can't function, can't, do a lot of stuff. So for them, I actually have special treats, which are called Valerian Bounties. And they're vegan. So then for people that are in pain, like rheumatoid arthritis that are severe, paralyzing rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, what I make is called kava balls. So that is from Hawaii. So it takes away the pain that they have in their body. And it's more powerful than an anesthetic. More powerful than an anesthetic, and doesn't have the side effects that anesthetic does on your body. So, so that's going to be in the book. But my first book is called It's Vegan and It Tastes Good, for guys out there on the thing. They can actually see, can they see it? They can see the title, It's Vegan and It Tastes Good. This is the book by me. And that came out in May of 2012. And I just started doing classes. So that, and this next book, Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving will be the first book. But if people want to order ahead of time, what they got to do is always go to my website and just say, you know what, I want the new book that's coming out. And I will work something out.
And that's actually a book that I'm waiting for too, because a lot of people think that when you're on a diet, when you're on a low-calorie, low-sugar, low-salt diet, food can't taste good, possibly. I've had that said to me lots of times, and I'm always telling these guys, these people, that I don't know what you think you're talking about. If you're a vegan chef and you have a talent with flavors, or you're a low-salt chef, a chef specializing in low-salt diet, then you have a talent with flavor. You're able to cook with wine and add a little lemon juice and with the garlic. And you're able to do things like that and make your food delicious.
Right.
And make we could do right now a veggie burger, and I'll make you give up ground beef for the rest of your life. Well, maybe not. You already eat it, but I can make you give up ground beef eating that burger. Right. A veggie burger. Now, I'm not vegetarian myself, but I know that delicious.
Right.
And a lot of times we use Queenie seasoning, which will really help us out. Are you familiar with Queenie?
Quinoa, you mean? Quinoa?
Yeah, Queenie seasoning.
No, I make my own. I'm one of those old school people.
Yeah. And I know that too because I make my own, but then I believe in supporting mine as well.
Right.
So it's all because what she does is she supports the charities that are against domestic violence. That are for domestic violence against women.
Okay.
I always mess that up. Say that, honey. So we support her there, and then her seasonings are very delicious.
Okay.
But, you make your own seasoning too because you have a ton of them yourself.
Right.
No salt, and all types of stuff. So,
Right.
Yeah.
See, I like that, but send me that link off the personal side. Send me that link because anything that is doing something for domestic violence, I like to support, especially because there's so many sisters and brothers out there that are being abused, and people think it's funny when you talk about a man being abused, and a man can be abused not only physically but mentally by a woman. Because our mind is so sharp, honey, we'll cut you down and make you feel real small. But not meaning to because they didn't know any different, and that's how they gain control. Don't even get me started, but that's what I'm saying. So yes, I would love for you to send me that link, and I will definitely put that on my wall because I believe in supporting that. My first working community was working with women in transition in Philadelphia and being a counselor.
Awesome.
I did that also.
Yeah.
I also was a counselor at a battered women's shelter. Amen. And we actually ended up with 2 men.
Right.
It's a very embarrassing situation.
Right.
For men to have to admit to that.
Yeah.
But it's real,
Right.
and it happens more than we realize.
Right.
I can just imagine a man being around drinking beer with his fellas, and all of a sudden he can just admit, "Hey man, I'm catching a beat down by my woman every night," and I'm like, how can you do that without your boys laughing at you? So,
Right.
It's a thing. It's a stigma.
Right.
Your woman beat you down. What kind of weakling are you?
Right.
But hey, the same thing for a woman. You suffer in silence. I can't speak for a woman. I can't even speak for every man. I can only speak for myself.
Right.
The same thing for a woman, I think, is that if you catch a beat down like that, their inner strength comes out because they're only going to do what you let them do.
Right.
Sometimes, people overpower you and everything, but sometimes you can get that inner strength. If you talk to God and you do whatever you got to do, you get that strength. And ain't nobody going to do what you want to allow them to do.
Right.
I'm tired of getting beat. They ain't gonna beat me no more. Especially if you got a blue, silver, aluminum baseball bat in your hand. You just refuse to get your beat down anymore. So I know my wife's probably looking for hers right now. All right, honey, she's not like that.
I know. She's a sweetie.
If I do catch a beat down, I'll probably deserve it.
Right. No.
No, I fight my battles in prayer.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know how to.
And God loves her because, man, I'm always catch this stuff. Well, you did pretty good touching me last night.
Right.
Remember the boxing?
Right.
Okay, all right, forget that.
No, he just teasing. He was trying to teach me how to box.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I just teasing.
We were playing.
I'm not teasing, Carl. Right now. I tell you, but I do. I love to have fun with my wife. I do. That's what makes this thing work. We have a lot of fun, and we do a lot of things together. So,
see, and that's wonderful. That's a strong foundation for a relationship because not a lot of people see that. They see a facade and they don't understand. Like when you get married, they think that's it. But like doing marriage counsel, I try to explain to people you think it's honeymoon stage. When you get married and you're actually living together, that's when the work really begins. That's when it really begins.
Well,
that's real work.
There you go.
My wife thinks I need counseling. I don't think she thinks I need marriage counseling, but counseling in general. There's nothing that today.
No, yesterday.
Was it yesterday? See what I mean? I guess.
Anything.
Oh, well, okay.
I thought you were having singing moments like the rest of us blood type and all of these things. This is something very important, and it needs to be taught.
Right.
Because a lot of people have food allergies,
Right.
and they don't always know what they shouldn't eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody else may be able to eat banana,
Right.
and you might not be able to eat it. You know, although it's good for potassium and other things.
Right.
But
Look at the peanut allergy. People with a peanut allergy can't even walk in the same room with people who are eating peanuts.
Right.
Not in their hair.
True.
yeah, I had a friend. We were going in the yogurt business together down in the Bay Area, and we couldn't have a flavor that had pine nuts or the pistachio.
Right.
Because she just looked at it, you know. And I guess we went to lunch someplace and we got a salad, and we overlooked the pine nuts in there. And I mean, she looked like a big balloon. I mean,
Right.
blew up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So those food allergies are really serious.
They are serious.
See, and
And you need to know what your body type can eat and cannot eat.
That is
Right.
absolutely true. When you go into a good restaurant, the waiter should automatically let you know any dish that has food allergens in it. There are actually 8 basic allergens.
yes.
But there are way more than 8, but there are 8 basic allergens: egg, milk, nuts, pine nuts, fish, shellfish,
Right.
and a couple other
Gluten.
But they should let you know automatically which ones, in case or is anybody allergic to anything at the table, and in case you are, then we can let you know which dishes that are safe to order.
Right.
It's like if you're doing a dinner party, you need to be able to say to some of your guests, are you allergic to anything? Are you vegan? Because see, we have this many, Chef, I know you agree with me, I'm sure. This world is so polluted now.
Right.
It's created so many different types of allergens. It's not even funny. It's different from when we were coming up.
Right.
There were not this many milk allergens and egg and
Right.
that out. There were not. But
Right.
now there is. The water, the air, everything's polluted.
Right. But do you know? But sorry to interrupt you, but do you know that the same allergens that you would have if you have a gluten allergy over here in America, if you go over to Europe or Italy and eat the pasta, you would not have a problem? Do you know people that have been to Europe?
The doctors put me on a gluten-free diet.
Yes, she did.
And I have one of my gospel singer friends that's a gospel singer in LA, and she and I are trying to figure out how we're going to lose to Italy.
Oh, man.
Well,
You don't have to pay for that.
well, the thing,
Yes, you know,
Or can I go and eat?
there are some places that you go, your body even feels better,
right,
you know?
right,
And it's hard to explain that, but I know that when I was in Europe, my allergies didn't act up
Yep.
like they do here.
Yep.
I wasn't there with you.
So I knew you.
Sometimes she acts like she's allergic to the belly. You know what I'm saying? Chef, I don't want to get too far because I'm telling you there's so many layers with that. Now, you have your own radio show.
yes, I have my own radio. I have my own radio channel on Blog Talk. It's called Food Alchemy Network,
Yeah, you do.
and I also,
Yes.
when I host here is Ustream TV. And what else? I'm also usually on what is called True Psychic Networks. That is debuted every Friday and every Friday on radio as well as on Ustream. I was doing that for a bit.
Okay.
So I have 2, so you'll get to see me from time to time. But what I am working on is I am working with people here in Arizona actually to do a pilot show. It's more healthy. That's things about alchemy, and we're going to take people from one day. They're going to eat and they're going to do what I call the alchemy transformation, and we're going to bring them back, and you're going to see the transformation not only in their body but in their lives. So it's a C. So this is what I'm pitching out as a pilot program that is coming, and then as I was talking to your wife, I am putting together for 2015 a tour One day is an alchemy cleanse of body, mind, and soul, and that's like want to say one day, 12-hour body cleanse, 12 hours of healing, and then the next is going to be a 3-day conference that we're going to do, and we're going to heal the body and cleanse the body, build the body up. So, and I'm going to give you the tools to use for the rest of your life for you to do. The bill is going to take down the gallbladder, cleanse the gallbladder, cleanse the liver, cleanse the kidney, cleanse the blood, and then we're going to put all the nutrients to build it up. And at the end of this, we're going to have a conference, and then we're going to work on the women, where we're going to show you how to get your uterus back in shape, and how to get rid of those fibroid tumors, and how to pass this on to our children, because it's a women's thing, all the way from, I would say, 9-year-old when we're about to start to when we're ending, you know, that cycle of our life. So this conference of women is so important that I want to pass on. And that's just a conference. That's going to kick off in 2015. So it's a lot going on with me, as you know, because I'm about healing my community. I want my community to be able to heal itself. That's it.
Okay, we want to support you in getting that information out, too.
Okay.
Right, and here in California, I think she's going to do it down in LA, and then we're looking at possibly Sacramento, but it may be better to do it in the Bay Area. And have the folks in Sacramento come. But
well, we want to be a part of that, especially getting the word out and doing as much as we can to support you, my sister, always. You know.
Oh, okay.
But Chef, I wanted to. I there's still so many layers. Chef, I believe there's several diets here that I want to ask you about.
Okay.
There's one thing in particular that I always give advice to. I've talked to several doctors. I'm talking to a doctor right now, and I always give this advice that before you go on any diet, it's always a good idea to go on a colon cleanse first.
Right.
The reason I say that is because when you go on a diet, then your colon is cleansed, then it's able to absorb those nutrients properly when you finally put the right nutrients in your body. When you cleanse your colon of all of these processed foods, and it's not gone through with all this highly refined sugars and white flours and rice and stuff like that.
Right.
You get rid of that stuff and then put the proper nutrition in your body, and your colon can actually absorb those nutrition better.
Yes. And also, I recommend people to get a colonics. If you're just starting out and you got somebody that's really sick, if you know anything about Dr. Albert Young that was talking about that colonics, Dr. Walter Young, he was here in Arizona and he was talking way before my time. He was talking about the colonics and what it does to the body, because you got build up fecal matter in your colon and it gets hard. And a lot of people die with 14 pounds of fecal matter in their colon. That is layer after layer after layer.
that's so true.
And it goes back into your bloodstream and it causes diseases. And it attacks the weakest point. Your liver might not have been as bad, but because your body is not absorbing and not able to get through. And people think, well, I go to the bathroom at least once a day. If you go to the bathroom once a day, then you are constipated. I'm sorry, darling. Every time you put something in your mouth, you should be going. Every spring, every summer, every winter, you should be doing a cleanse. That's why they're called, you go through the cleanse. Back in the day, our parents used to actually go get pine tar and actually take pine tar to clean out their body during the seasons. Every season they were being cleaned out. My mom used to tell me that my grandmother used to give her X-Lax to clean them out. Back in the day, they used to have to drink X-Lax. Take those X-Lax pills or castor oil. If they ate too much sweets, she gave them castor oil right away. We don't do that anymore. We're not educating our kids like, oh, it's okay, darling, if you eat sugar, now your teeth are falling out. Now, sugar is related to your bones. If you eat too much sugar, guess what? Sugar eats your bones. It causes arthritis, but it's the community going to tell you it causes cavities. It causes weakness in enamel. It eats it. It eats bone. It's one molecule, which I always say is one molecule. Look under the microscope from crack and cocaine. One molecule. That's too deep for me. When I found that out, just like the things that we say, oh, you know, you need to eat margarine. Remember back in the day, you say push margarine. Margarine is one molecule from plastic. So why would you want to eat plastic? Go back
I always thought that the person came out with the what do you call it? Oh God, I hate when I do that.
cholesterol, the
No. The
aspartame.
the thing that you have to have in your diet all the time, and it was But anyway, let me ask you this, and I'll get back to that. Now, this diet that I want to ask you about
Go ahead.
is a raw food diet. Can you give me a little bit of a
Raw food diet.
Go to that. I just want to say, yeah.
Okay.
Chef,
Yes.
before you go to that, I want to talk about when you were talking about the fecal matter. You know, I worked in the mortuary field for about 6-7 years in the Bay Area,
Right.
and doing the autopsies, you find out a lot of things that go on
Right.
inside of the body. And we got a gentleman one time and found a piece of undigested steak lodged in his intestines that had been there for 10 years.
Yep.
You know? And
Yep.
so this is so very important that we learn how to take care of ourselves properly and
Right.
eat healthy and know how to keep ourselves cleansed out. My chiropractor said that you should have 3 bowel movements a day
Or
after
more.
each meal.
Right.
So have one if they have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have 2 to 3. You should. Well, we're talking to a doctor right now.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we're.
Every time, see, this is the old school I was born in. Every time you put something in your mouth, you should have a bowel movement. Every time. And I'm not talking about liquid. I'm talking about food. If you're chewing, and the thing is we're not chewing our food properly. You know, you just chew, it's chomp, 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 and it's swallow. Remember your parents used to say, chew your food? And you'd be like, but I didn't know. You're swallowing. Do you know how many times you're supposed to chew your food? That's what I used to say. Like, no. Well, you're used to chew for 20 to 30. Do you know by the time you're doing 20 to 30, it's a liquid mask? It's so liquefied. And by the time it gets to your stomach, the acidic acid actually breaks it down even further that it dissipates and able to be removed from your bowels. That's how your system should run.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Well, Chef, let me say this. The word I was trying to think of earlier was the carb-free diet. When a person came out with the carb-free diet, I thought that was so crazy because your body needs carbohydrates to operate to give it natural energy. I'm positive of that.
Right.
But at the same time, we don't need simple carbohydrates. We don't need the donuts and the sugars.
Right.
We need the 9-grain breads and the whole wheat pastas and whole wheat flours and brown rice and stuff like that. Because we need that for natural energy. And not only that, it helps it acts as a colon. It acts as a
fiber
in our colon and in our intestines. It helps push us out.
Yep.
So,
it brush it all down.
And I thought that the person that came out with that carb-free diet, I personally thought they should have been, you should have done something to them. Maybe with a baseball bat or something. But on a serious note, I just thought it was wrong to come up with a carb-free diet or something that your body desperately needs, because that's just like coming up with a vitamin D-free diet. When our body needs vitamin D to help it absorb calcium and so many other functions that vitamin D does.
Right.
But you're telling that person not to have a necessary nutrient in their body. And I thought that was wrong.
Right. But that's why it's called fad. They're called fad diets. I remember, but also they found out there was a connection that people were actually on and it's called the Dr. Atkins diet, that when they were on that diet, they were having halitosis. A lot of you know what halitosis is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
And it came on the news finally. And it was like, oh my goodness. And they had everybody pushing it and the Dr. Atkins this and the Dr. Atkins. And then they found out they stopped it because Dr. Atkins was also pushing NutraSweet at the time back in the 80s, if you guys remember. And then he had stevia. So then when he said, if you don't have stevia, because stevia was taken off the market for a little bit, then they put the NutraSweet. NutraSweet also came out with an allergy that people were passing out. Guess what? I was one of those people that was allergic to NutraSweet. They found me passed out. Just had my daughter. They found me passed out on the floor from drinking NutraSweet for the first time. I had just had my daughter. So that is no joke. I was like, wow. And they were like, what happened? And the guy said, you can't drink this, whatever it is. I was like, but it's NutraSweet. Everybody's using it. I was a young woman. I didn't know. And then I found out, wow, this is dangerous. It could have killed me.
Well, Chef, one of the things, and I'm sorry, I know I keep interrupting you because I'm telling you, I got so many things to ask you. But one of the things that I still do have a lot of things, but one of the things that I definitely one of several other things that I wanted to ask you about and have you comment on is the raw food diet, because I know our body processes raw foods better than it does foods that are cooked or foods that are overcooked. Because foods that are overcooked, like squash, or any vegetable or anything that's overcooked, it releases a flavor and it releases a texture that you don't want in your body.
Right, but also, like you were saying, that's why the kids, remember back in the day when your grandparents, and they used to cook the collard greens, and they, it's like everybody, whoever was done, wanted the pot liquor. You remember that?
Yeah.
That's where all the vitamins and the nutrients was in the pot liquor. That's why. But the raw diet basically is a plant-based diet of nothing that is not plant-based. And it's basically of things that is not cooked over 115, we won't say cooked, but dehydrated past 110 and 115. The jury is still out what the degrees is from 110 and 115 that is dehydrated, because they don't want you to lose the nutrients. They still want it to be live. So that is a good diet. It's basically helped a lot of people with cancer. It helped reverse diabetes. It helped reverse a lot of illnesses. And it breaks it down where your body's able to, you're able to drink more. It actually gives your body a calming system where it's not doing a lot of work. Like when you're eating meat, your body is working a lot. When your body's eating cooked vegetables, it's doing a lot of grinding. But when it's in its raw state, it's not doing as much work. You're able to sleep. You're able to be lighter. I put this out there, and like I said, the raw diet it helps cure. But for some people, they do the raw diet and then they have to go to vegan and they have to go to cook. And then some people can just do it for the rest of their life. And it comes to that body makeup. It does wonderful. I've worked with a lot of people that have cured themselves from doing it, and it's a lot of work. And you can't go off half-cocked. And you need to work with somebody very proficient in a raw vegan diet, because you can hurt yourself. You can dehydrate yourself.
Yeah.
You can, and people don't think about that. If you're not drinking a proper amount of coconut water with, any kind of water, lemon water, ginger water, any kind of water, not getting enough fruit and not vegetables that are liquid, you can actually dehydrate and pass out and actually go to the hospital and be put on IV. That's because you're not following the diet properly with someone. So you do need to be under a supervision with someone that knows this diet very well. It's very important. I can't stress that enough. It's very important.
Jump in there again, Chef.
Go ahead.
I gotta jump in because I got a lot of stuff.
Go ahead.
And I know I hate to interrupt you, but I got so much stuff that I want to. But this is one thing, real quick. I want you to touch on a little bit. Okay. It's the ketogenic diet, because I know the ketogenic diet for cancer patients exists. That one it has a very small amount of carbohydrates in it, because I know that cancer cells really live as carbohydrates help cancer cells survive. But if you're gonna have a ketogenic diet, I know that carbohydrates, you have to have top carbohydrates.